Welcome back to part 3 of the shed to supercar thing with the Golf. So this video is the final video on the Golf. It will be a case of buttoning all up the little jobs I've got left to do. It's all been filmed at slightly different times, this bit, so you will notice it's a bit I do one job, I cut to the next job and to the next job. Some of it flows and then there'll be a change to something else, then it'll flow again and a change sort of thing. You'll also notice that some parts of it I have hair, some parts of it I do not have hair, because I had a haircut, which is always good when you're doing videos and you're trying to be nice and what's the word? The continuity is always good when you can grow hair and disappear and grow hair again whilst doing it. But yeah, so I want to crack on and get up to the unit. In this video, I've already been up to the unit. I'm going to go to the unit, and the very first thing we're going to do is give it a test drive. I've been working on the gear linkages. I had to pull a gear linkage off and straighten it back out and put it back on again, and it works fine and getting to first, no problem. So all it was is we'd obviously bent it slightly when we put the engine in, so nothing major. So I put the gear linkage on. The very first bit of footage you're going to see is literally me driving out of the door and going for a bit of a test drive around the car park. So let's cut to that bit of footage. Hope you enjoy. We are driving, or we're not yet. Oh yeah, first gear. The second. Oh, nicely done, this. Nicely done. Nicely done. Bump. Doesn't have a lot of power, but it only has 75 horses. Spin it around in this car park. Oh, I think we need a bit more fluid in the power steering. Yeah, I need a bit more power steering. Other than that, job is a good one. So we brought Jeff outside now because he's very dusty and there's fingerprints and that all over him. And I'm going to see if I can try and clean him up. I have my little Dyson Hoover on the top, so the first thing I'm going to do is try and hoover him out. Nick is struggling to warm a bearing up in there, so that's the screamings that you're hearing because his flames keep going out. But yeah, the Golf isn't in the best of condition on the inside in terms of hairs and stuff, but I will try my best with the one battery that I've got of my Hoover to try and clean it up. Let's go from there, really. I'll quickly show you the front now in daylight. Yeah, see, it's messy as out. Messy as anything. So believe it or not, I've actually hoovered the inside out, but I think it certainly wants a second pass over it. But the seats look better, the carpets do look a bit better. But there's a lot of fur. I was half expecting to find an animal living in there with how much fur was in there. Just taking these off, because why not? You don't want everyone to know that you're in a golf match, do you? Well, I know what a golf match is. Come on, come on. So the match is off. It's time for the golf. Easy. Oh, these are a lot drier. Alright, time to clean them up and get these stickers off. If you want to sell your car and you want to make it as profitable as possible, cleaning it and just taking stuff like this off, actually, I've got the glue to take off, does make a difference and makes it more desirable to potential buyers. Hardest things to take off. So I've got the glue to take off there and then a blade to scrape that one off. Clean up the glue on there and we'll be all done with that. And then it's so now all the badges are off. I might have to T-cut the boot lid to make it a bit better. The stickers are off, it looks a bit cleaner on the back. Now time to use this awesome powerful K7 Karcher Nix jet wash and give it a good clean, because as you can see it is filthy. So Jeff's pretty clean now. He could do with another wash, certainly another Hoover. But I just gave him a quick rinse down and a quick soap up just to get rid of most of the grease. Put his new number plates on, looking nice. You can see bits where I've missed. Hence why it would require another wash, but for the most part blown all the dust off and he looks a lot cleaner. I'm quite happy with how it's turned out. Last job to do, which will not be today, will be to get that working. There's an issue with the wires either here or in the back. Get it working. The previous owner said it kept making the battery go flat, so they just disconnected it. So I'm going to see if I can wire it in correctly and get it working alright. Right, welcome back to probably what is the last bit of the Golf video. First surprise for you. I've had a haircut and it's now cold, so I'm regretting it already. Second surprise is I've actually got a buyer lined up, which is great. And I said that I'd get it serviced for them. So obviously we've already put in new filters, it's got new plugs and that in it, but I'm going to do the oil. So I've got the oil and the oil filter there, and that's it, the car will be serviced. It does need another good quick going over with like the hose and that, which I'll do back at my house. And I want to cut the boot lid up where the badges were, just to remove any marks and imperfections where it was. And then when it's back at my house, I'll give it another good hoover and I'll clean all the glass properly. But dust keeps dropping on it from inside the unit, so I won't be doing that again here. But Jeff is about ready, so I'm going to get him back up in the air and get the oil drops out of him and go from there really. The oil is out. I've just removed the old oil filter, a nice new man one. Don't forget when you're putting it on, put a bit of oil around the seal. That helps it obviously slide on and seal up better when you can put it somewhere where it don't roll. Nice thing about them filters is you can put a 30mm socket on a ratchet and undo it, and it wasn't tight, which is probably the first one in a while that wasn't dead tight, so I'm quite happy about that. So the oil's in, obviously, that's why it's running. So obviously make sure you put your oil in before you start it up. I put 4.5 litres in for now. I liked, I've just been cleaning some scratches off the back bumper. Got some up front I'm going to try and tackle as well. I mean, it's only what, £1,000 for this car max, maybe 800 quid, 850, 900, something like that. But you want to get the most money you can from your projects. So I'm just going to see if I can just remove a couple of these marks from here. I won't be able to get rid of that because it's in the plastic trim. But if I can get rid of the other bits, the car looks immaculate then really. So I'm going to use some, they're in the boot, I have T-cut, that's a very bright light. I have T-cut, but I also have some scratch remover. So I'm going to try the scratch remover first actually, as that makes the most sense. Let's see if we can polish this shed. Well, it's not even polished, is it? We're not at the polishing stage. I'm just going to get a bit of scratch remover on this. As far as it will go. Bit on the wing. Might need a pass or two, but whatever we can do is obviously going to make it look a little bit better. And there's a little bit just underneath. So get it on that bit as well. And back up here. And finish up on this wing. And then what you do is you get a clean a bit of cloth. And then give it a rub back, and other than getting the bit of cream in there, let's come out now. Already that's better. I want to give it another pass and see if I can get it up even more. The wing's pretty much gone, there's just a touch left at the bottom, and then there's the bumper bit. The bumper's pretty much gone as well, so I'll give it another pass over and we'll have a look at the results. So I give it another pass over and it looks miles better. There's some marks that's cut deeper which I can't remove, but all the whiteness is gone. That's gone. The white in there is gone, but it's left the little marks, and the marks on the wing are gone as well. So make sure you protect it now and put some bit of polish over the top. My last job to do is get this camera thing working. Now I found a cable loose there that was obviously like the video power feed, so I can turn it on As you can see, we light up and we are screen, but there's no signal. So obviously the camera in the back isn't wired up. But it's 6 o'clock on a Saturday night, I'm going home and I'm having takeaway. So we'll cut back to this on Sunday morning, I think. Yeah, Sunday morning. But yeah, we're all oiled up, we're all coolanted up, we've got half a tank of petrol. Yeah, yeah, let's get home. Turn that off. She might not want that on. I have a buyer as well. I'm going to ask if she wants it on. So I've been tracing all the wires. We have this yellow wire here which goes to the dashboard. We had the wires from the actual camera which I've now connected into the reverse feed because it makes the most sense, because that's when it's going to get the power. The camera itself is obviously attached just above the number plate, just there. Follow it all the way into the car. It all went down into the footwell. Everything was connected down here, but I haven't used this green wire, which is actually what turns into the yellow wire in the back. But it all does work. So ignition is currently on. You have to turn the screen on, unfortunately, and that seems to be the way that it works, but then it leaves you a blue screen. Knock it into reverse, and you go, you can see Dave, I think. Then back out, it goes to a blue screen. You need to turn it off. I suppose it's handy and also annoying, but it works, so I'm happy now. And it shouldn't drain any batteries either, because it just powers on the reverse and you have to turn it off. So, should be fine. So that's it. Jeff is now complete. Let's take a look at what we've done with one hand opening the bonnet. So there we have a full replacement engine. Fully serviced. We've got all new air filters and we've got new plugs and oil filter. There's a massive gap in there in the engine bay. It's huge. Everything's connected, everything works as it should do. We have Jeff's new number plates, which came from the previous owner. We have the Audi TT wheels, which are in and on, and yeah, because we needed some wheels. I've tried my best to valet it the best I can. I'm not a valeter, and I think my Dyson couldn't only do so much, but with the screen works. So the back, again, we haven't really done anything in the back of the car. Obviously it's rear number plates on. All looks pretty tidy in there. Quite happy with that. Moving around, obviously, just same as the other side really. It's just relatively tidy. I've just found 50p hoovering it out as well, so I'm 50p up now. I've removed the scratch on this arch because it was brown, like off a fence post, so it didn't actually damage the paint. Removed the one off the front because that was white and that came off. Yeah, it was pretty standard. I took a couple of the cup holders out, left one there because there is no cup holder in the Mark 4. Put the handbrake back on actually, you never know. Yeah, so I've left one cup holder, got rid of the others because they were broke. I think one was a chewing gum holder anyway. And last but not least, back down to the engine bay. I'll show this. And there we go. Jeff is done. Just in time as well really, because it's new owners coming to collect them tomorrow. And we're doing a bit of a deal, so that's it. Jeff is complete. Need to run over some numbers now, don't we? It's bloody raining.
I never had the chance to run, leave behind the said and done, figure out what's to come. Reasons, all the bigger things I can't ignore. I'm not getting what I came here for. Gotta get ahead of something more. So I think I found a new way out, way beyond a shadow of doubt. 'Cause I can't breathe, and I guess I could be stronger now and leave it up to fate somehow. But I'm doing this for me.
We're at the point in the video now where I'm going to go over all of the important numbers and go over the pricings and the bits and bobs that I bought and spent on the Golf. So the car itself obviously didn't run, and it was very cheap, and it came in at £150. Now to go and collect the car, I needed a trailer and I need to pay for the fuel for my friend. So that come in at another £100. Lastly, I also needed a set of wheels to put on it, and I got the Audi TT wheels at another £75. Then, moving on into the second episode, we replaced the engine. Obviously the engine cost me £150, and then to get everything all buttoned up with running with new fluids and filters, they come in at another £50. That brings our total spend to £525. Wow! Well, a bit of an update after doing the numbers, as you've just seen. We spent £525 on the Golf. The Golf is now sold. I sold the vehicle for £850, which means I made 325 quid profit, if my math serves me correct. That doesn't obviously take into account man hours of doing bits and bobs, but I'm not bothered about the man hours. I've enjoyed doing it and made profit that I can roll into the next car. But along with that £850, they have also gave me their car. It's nothing special, and it is destined to the scrapyard, but I'm going to show you it anyway. So let's spin the camera around and have a look what they've given. I just want to point out they give me this. This was not like a Part X, although it kind of works out like a Part X, but no, they paid me £850 cash for the Golf and gave me their car because it is essentially destined for the scrapyard. So essentially I've got another 150 quid in scrap money, but I had to scrap it. That's what they gave me. This little thing. This is a 1.2 Corsa. It's pretty obvious. It's very, very badly bashed up in every way, shape or form. Let's start at the front. So it's the 1.2 Corsa. It has rust all along the bonnet. There's scratches and marks all across the bumpers. The headlights don't look damaged. It's missing two trims. That wing is damaged. The door has got damage on it. This back arch has got damage and rust, and quite a lot of damage. The back bumper's got scratches and a lovely sticker on it, and paint or something stuck at the bottom of it. Back to this side, we've got more rust, more scrapes, a load of key marks around the door handle. We do have two trims on this side, and that wing looks like it might be in okay condition. Yeah. Moving to the inside of the vehicle, it has stained seats, spilling coffee or whatever. Definitely been smoked in. Most things don't work on it, let's be honest. So, engine management light is on. It is very lackluster in terms of power, but I just don't know if that's because it's a 1.2 or because it's in limp mode. It's been a while since I've driven one. What other issues does it have? So the heating doesn't work unless it's on 4. The boot lid, I need to do it properly. The boot will not stay up, so she gave me a pole to hold the boot up, which is always handy. Thank you, NHS. Yeah, they said that you have to wiggle your feet and that jiggles the cables, and then you can get into the heater matrix. That just falls off, so that doesn't work. Yeah, let's pop the bonnet. In fact, the bonnet pops this side. The bonnet pop works quite well. Oh, you can't even open the door either from the driver's side when you're trying to get out. So you can get in it, you just can't get out of it. And then very carefully do the tab bonnet. Oh. Ah, look at that. Look at the state of that. Like, I don't understand why it's rusted so much. I don't know if this is a problem with this shaped Corsa. I have no idea. But it's certainly a bit of a state. There's oil leaks and that on it. It's got 130,000 miles on it. And the battery is, it won't start. It has life, but it needs jump starting. Right, I would show you that. Ready, and click. There you go. 129,009 miles. So I got given this. Yeah. So the Corsa is destined for the scrapyard, without a doubt, because there's a lot of issues with it. It didn't have an MOT for the last 2 years. It's had an MOT, it passed somehow, then it got the extension because of the COVID business, and it ran out in November, and they've been driving it around for a while with no MOT, but I've got it, I've sawn it, and I'm intending to scrap it, but I'm going to scrap it because of all the reasons I've just shown you, right? The car, even if it was in good nick, might get 800, 900 quid. It is not in good nick, and I'd need to spend a lot of money on it to get it there. It's not worth it. It's worth scrap value. That's my intention with it. But those of you who have been following the channel for a while, or if you look below the video, you will see that I'm coming up to 30,000 subscribers. Here is my 30,000 subscriber car. It's destined for the scrapyard. So let's do some silly stuff with it. And I mean silly. I'm thinking angle grinder sort of stuff with it. I've already told Chris is up for it. If you have any suggestions, make sure you leave them comments below. But anyway, back to the wrap up of this video. So the Golf has now sold. We have this Corsa, which is not the next project car, but it is the next car, or one of the cars that you'll see on the channel. I do have the next project flip car secured. It's not at my house yet, but it's being delivered shortly, or soon, hopefully this week. And then we'll start this saga all over again with the next car. But this one does run, does drive, but doesn't have an MOT. But I'm not going to give you any more information about it until you see it in messages in that video. But we're a step ahead of what we were in the Golf. The Golf didn't run. The Golf needed a lot of work. Theoretically, this new car does not need as much work. And that's just to play around with. So, to wrap up, £850, 325 quid worth of profit from that Golf. So yes, you can make profit on it. And we have this car to scrap. Not 100% sure on the scrap values at the moment, but let's say it's 150 quid to weigh it in. And the cats I think are worth a little bit of money as well, 40 quid, so maybe 190 quid in scrap. And I have the cat from the other Golf engine, which I still need to weigh in, which I'll do all as one. And then I've also removed, like, because I put them on my shelf here, I've got the rocker box in case anyone was interested in it, I've got the alternator, I have the starter motor still on the engine, which I know works, the air conditioning pump, power steering pump. Somebody's messaged me and said they want the engine cover for them, so I could get a little bit more money back. I'm not going to sell them for a lot of money, I'm going to ask for donations towards the channel, because then whatever I get all adds on top, and anything I do get I will tell you in another video. So I hope this has been insightful. I hope you have enjoyed this 3-part video, and I hope you enjoy where we're going to go with that and the next car. So stay tuned for another video very, very soon. Drop your answers of comments of what you want to see done to that. Yeah. And thank you very much. Take care. Goodbye. Oh, huge thank you to the patrons as well. You will see them at the end. Ciao.